C'était la première fois qu'Herman Van Rompuy comparaissait devant le Parlement européen à Bruxelles. Une première visite plutôt désagréable pour le nouveau président de l'Union. Écoutez.
You have the charisma of a damp rag and the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk. And the question that I want to ask, that we're all going to ask is, who are you? I'd never heard of you. Nobody in Europe had ever heard of you. I would like to ask you, President, who voted for you? And what mechanism? Oh, I know democracy is not popular with you lot. And what mechanism do the peoples of Europe have to remove you? Is this European democracy? We're in the presence of a great man today, the President of Europe, a man who is so important. He is beyond criticism, beyond reproach. He is the king of the modern political class. He is the modern-day Zeus. And woe betide anybody that questions his authority or questions his dignity, or they will face severe punishment. Indeed, in my case, the last time we met, and I had one or two things to say, the Parliament imposed the maximum possible fine. And I'm told that if I say anything that upsets you, the microphone will be cut off. Well, what price free speech? What price democracy? Well, this grand occasion, Mr Barroso, your State of the Union speech, doesn't, I think, quite put you on a par with President Obama, because there is one fundamental difference. He, of course, is elected, and you are not. Who is in charge of this EU? Is it you, Mr Barroso? Is it my old friend Herman Van Rompuy? I mean, whichever way you look at it, the whole thing is a bit of a dog's dinner, isn't it, really? You're not analysing why this is going wrong, Mr Barroso. You simply don't get it.
There is a growing awareness, a growing feeling amongst tens of millions of people. They're beginning to wake up to what's being done to them, and it can't go on.
Growing loss of faith in you guys, in these institutions, because of your political dishonesty. The way that you forced through the Lisbon Treaty, your appointment as the President of Europe, all of it done without referring to people at all. But now there's a bigger question. The peoples of Europe don't just think you're dishonest, they now think that you're incompetent. Every single prediction you make at these meetings is proved to be wrong. You are now looked at as the Brussels bunglers. And your complete refusal to accept a contingency plan, to accept a plan B of any kind at all, as millions lose their job and their lives sink increasingly into poverty, frankly is nothing less than a dereliction of duty. You are not fit for purpose.
There is no plan B to avoid default. So our message, if we really want to help, is let's stick to the plan agreed.
Listening to this today, it's almost as if this debate's been going on inside a padded cell that is the European Parliament, as people compete for who can be the most stupid. Who can be the most stupid? Who can waste the maximum amount of taxpayers' money? I really do think, as a political class, you're all wrong. And when people do vote no, well, when the French vote no, you ignore them. When the Dutch vote no, you ignore them. When the Irish vote no, you say vote again and get it right. And when Slovakia vote no, well, we're told today it'll all be okay because they can vote again this week until they get the right answer. Unaware of what is happening in the outside world, but planning world domination. We don't know you, we don't want you, and the sooner you're put out to grass, the better. And public opinion is saying, whilst they want a European cooperation, yes, of course I agree with that, what they don't want is this Europe run by unelected bureaucrats like Mr Barroso. Yes, it'll mean you'll lose your job, Mr Barroso, but apart from that, why can't we do things as mature democracies? Yes, I want you sacked, Mr Schulz, as well. I want you all fired. Just who the hell do you think you people are? You are very, very dangerous people indeed. You appear to be happy for millions and millions of people to be unemployed and to be poor. You know, it's lovely to see you, Mr Van Rompuy. You've not been here for many months. It's delightful to have you back. Last time you were here, you told us we'd turned the corner. that the worst of the crisis was over, and with every one of your predictions it goes on getting worse. And Mr Barroso here at the G20, when he stood up at the press conference and said, "We don't need any lessons in democracy," said the unelected President of the European Commission. You've made yourselves an international laughingstock. You don't have any credibility, but one piece of helpful advice from me: don't this summer go on any billionaires' yachts on extended holidays, because the markets guarantee we'll all be back here in August. Thank you.
To Mr. Farage, it would be most appropriate if you turned your tone down.
Interesting, President, when I barrack people I get threatened with fines, but never mind. Never mind.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
To speculate on that, you can see from behind me the aircraft is there. I can confirm there is a banner behind the aircraft, and that's all really I can say at this time.
Unaware of what is happening in the outside world, but planning world domination. We don't know you, we don't want you, and the sooner you're put out to grass, the better. Well, I want you all fired.
I'm not even keen on flying. Part of this was to try and prove to myself that flying wasn't something to be scared of. Yeah.
The wreckage of this light aircraft is a vivid reminder of just how fortunate the former UKIP leader and his pilot was to survive the impact.
Just who the hell do you think you people are? You are very, very dangerous people indeed.